So, let me ask you something. What if you, not your doctor, not a hospital, not an insurance company, what if you were the one who owned your entire medical history? We're going to see how something as common as a kid's stomachache actually points the way to a wild new future where you hold the keys to your own health data.
It all really kicks off with this simple but honestly profound idea from pediatrics. Kids aren't just miniature adults. Their bodies are completely different, so their medical care has to be too. And that one thought, well, it shines a massive spotlight on a fundamental problem with how we approach medicine for everyone.
All right, so how do we connect the dots here? Here's our roadmap. First, we'll dig into why that one-size-fits-all idea is such a problem. Then, we'll get into the incredible promise of something called precision medicine. After that, we got to talk about the huge data mess that's holding everything back, and then look at a pretty cool tech solution. Finally, we'll picture what it really feels like to be in the driver's seat of your health and, what hurdles we have to clear to actually get there.
Okay, let's start with the situation doctors face every single day. Seriously, this is the perfect example of why personalized care isn't just some buzzword, it's an absolute necessity. Okay, picture this. A little kid walks into a clinic with a tummy ache. For the doctor, this is like trying to solve a puzzle in the dark. Is it something super simple, like they just need to go to the bathroom or they have a stomach bug? Or is it a clue to something way bigger? Celiac disease, maybe? Diabetes? For a teenager, it could even be a gynecological problem. The list of possibilities is just huge, which shows you how tough it is to figure things out when the symptoms are fuzzy and the patient can't really tell you what's wrong.
So, how in the world do you solve these kinds of diagnostic nightmares? Well, the answer lies in shifting to a future where healthcare is tailor-made for every single person, not just based on their symptoms.
And that future? It has a name, precision medicine. And believe me, this is a total game changer. Instead of treatments designed for the average person, this approach builds prevention and treatment plans based on your specific genes, your environment, and your lifestyle. It's kind of like the difference between a one-size-fits-all t-shirt and a custom-tailored suit. But, and this is a big but, to make precision medicine happen, you need data. And not just a little data, a ton of data. We're talking a patient's entire health story, from their DNA to what they ate for breakfast. And right now, there's this massive digital wall standing in our way.
And this really is the billion-dollar question, isn't it? If having all this data in one place is the key to a medical revolution, then where is it? Why can't doctors, or for that matter, why can't we get our hands on it?
Here's the problem. Your health story isn't one complete book. It's like someone ripped out all the pages and scattered them in 1,000 different filing cabinets. Every single doctor, every hospital, every lab has its own separate system. And guess what? They don't talk to each other. Your data is trapped in these digital silos, and you, the person it's all about, have basically zero control.
It sounds pretty bad, right? But what if we could just smash those silos? Turns out there's a huge shift in technology, something happening with the internet itself that might just be the sledgehammer we need.
Check this out. It's a really cool parallel. Think about the early internet, Web 1.0. It was read-only. Information was just posted and you read it. Kind of like how medical knowledge used to be held only by doctors. Then came Web 2.0, the social interactive web. That lines up perfectly with patients getting more involved in their own care. And now we're moving into Web 3.0, which is all about one thing: user ownership. For healthcare, this is everything. It means you can finally truly own your own health data. The engine behind this whole shift is a technology called blockchain. Now, don't let the buzzword scare you. At its heart, a blockchain is just a super secure, shared digital notebook. In healthcare, it means every time someone accesses your data, a permanent, tamper-proof note gets made. And because it's decentralized, no single company owns this notebook. You do. And that creates a system built on trust and transparency for your most private information.
All right, so enough with the technical stuff. What does this future actually look like? What does it feel like for you as a patient? Just imagine for a second, you pull out your phone, open an app, and there it is, your entire medical history. Every doctor's visit, every lab result, every prescription, all in one place. Now imagine that same app shows you the actual research studies that your anonymous data is helping to fuel. With just one tap, you could give a researcher access for a study. You might even get paid for your contribution to science, all while your identity stays completely private.
This is so much more than a new app feature. We are talking about completely rewiring the entire system. The power shifts from these giant institutions directly to you. You're not just a passive name on a chart anymore. You're an active, empowered partner in your own health and in the future of medicine itself.
Okay, but let's be real. A change this huge doesn't just happen overnight. This amazing future isn't guaranteed. To get there, we've got to tackle some really big, really important challenges first.
And honestly, it all boils down to one absolutely massive question that keeps the experts up at night. How on earth do we protect patient privacy in this new decentralized world? Because if we mess this part up, none of the other amazing benefits matter.
You see, even though Web3 has powerful security, it's not a magic bullet. That thing that makes blockchains so secure, the fact that it's permanent, could actually be a huge problem in a privacy breach because you can't just delete the records. We'll need brand new ways to protect data without slowing everything down to a crawl. And of course, it all has to comply with laws like HIPAA. But really, at the end of the day, every single piece of tech, every rule, has to be built with one thing in mind: protecting the patient first.
So that brings us to the final thought here. The technology is almost here to put you in the driver's seat of your own health. For the very first time, real ownership of your most valuable, most personal information is actually within our grasp. And that leaves us with a really important question. Are you ready to take the wheel?